This week
on Breaking Hollywood. I can't remember. I have a bad memory, but it'll come to me.
That's because you got glaucoma. your glaucoma medication is making you forget. Hey.
Hey, Breakers. How are y'all this morning?
Oh, my goodness.
Or evening.
We are back.
We're back.
We are back.
Like we never left.
Been here all my life. I ain't going nowhere. Happy hump day to you.
Hump day, hump day.
It's early.
It is early.
It's super early.
Last night was...
About last night.
Last night was... Carl, tell me about your week thus far.
Okay. Well, first I want to start with the gratitude part.
Okay.
Because I have been so grateful for the responses I have gotten from the first episode.
Yes.
This has been such a great week based on that.
It has.
I got a phone call from someone telling me how one of the segments that we did for the self-help really like helped them and almost had me crying. It like really, I was just, that's not what I was expecting.
Yeah.
I mean, we was doing it just, to be entertaining. That was never in my mind.
And of course, the self-help segment is, something that all of us should be able to relate to in some capacity. So that's the purpose of it.
I'm sorry.
Why are you laughing?
I'm laughing because I'm like half here.
Why? Tell me about it.
So last night. So my one of my friends has been asking me for a while to go out with her. Mm-hmm. And we the last time we went out was October. Okay. So it's been a while, and she's always told me about this one specific party. Stop looking. Okay. Because I haven't gotten there yet, girl.
Okay, nice. Carl's got a surprise and he won't.
So
let me see it.
Last night, and let me just tell you how crazy this was. That's how I knew I was where I was supposed to be. Okay. So remember last week I talked about the film festival that I went to? Yeah. Well, I had met somebody at the film festival who actually sat right next to me. She was super cool. Mm-hmm. And we exchanged Instagram information and all of that. Mm-hmm. And so, we were following each other on Instagram. Well, last night, so I went to this event and it was in a warehouse, and they don't tell you where it is unless you ask them. So you have to DM them on Instagram. But because my friend, she's a lifetime member, she told me about it, so I knew the address, and so she wanted me to come. So I went. I'm so glad I went. I was living, and I'm sure y'all saw some of this stuff on my Instagram.
Living your best life.
I was in. The energy was so good. The people was like, it was so amazing. Mm-hmm. So it's called Geo Metro is the name of the club. That'll shout out to y'all because that was amazing. So self-help, right? So I'm in there and I run into her when I'm sitting down. So I made the decision to get another tattoo.
You got a tattoo?
I got a tattoo.
Let me see it.
Hold on. I'm going to show it.
Oh my gosh. So I want a tattoo so bad right now.
Girl. So I was in there and everybody else was looking at it, and our other friend, she got one, right? So we were sitting there.
Y'all got the same matching tattoos?
No, we didn't.
Oh,
so I opened up the book.
Mad.
No, girl. Bruh. No, I did not get matching anything. I opened up the book and the first thing I saw was this symbol. Okay. And it was a twofold for me. As soon as I saw it, I was like, oh my goodness. And then where I wanted to get it, I was like, it has such a meaning for me.
Just show it to me, damn it.
It is the Sagittarius sign and a cross. And it is on my
middle finger.
It's my wedding finger.
Your wedding finger. That's nice.
I love it. I saw it and I was like, I have to get that. That is so me.
Carl's going to post a picture of it. It's really
I
nice.
am going to. I really am. I've just been waiting to do it until the episode came up, so I wouldn't be giving anything away.
I thought you...
But it was a once-in-a-lifetime experience. I'm at this party that was absolutely amazing.
And you just get a random tattoo.
Exactly. And I saw that they had a tattoo thing, and I was like, I have to do it.
Nights like
because
this.
It's a nice little commitment to myself. So now am I committed to my husband. Now I'm committed to myself and making myself better. Like, it was absolutely amazing. Like, it was so much fun. I was a mess. I have, and then it was an 80s, 90s music. They play one of my songs that I have forgotten about, Tears for Fears.
Yeah, I saw you sing that.
I was in.
You were in.
All the way.
I watched your story.
Yeah, I was.
This morning.
I'm a little dry.
Yeah, it's a little parched there.
Let's hear about you, girl, because we was texting back and forth because I was a mess. I was so much fun, though.
So I went out with my friends. Shout out to Kay and Shantae.
Oh, hey, girls.
We went to a silent party. The ones where you wear the headphones and they have 3 different stations, and so everybody
I don't know what that is. Tell me.
So basically what it is it's in a location, and you pay for headphones, and there's 3 DJs connected to the headphones, and you switch the station, so everybody, like when you take your headphones off, there's no music.
Oh no!
But when they're on, there's 3 different stations of music that you can listen to.
That is super dope.
So it was, I think this was trap versus R&B. So I still heard it. So
she's talking about my burp. I don't know what it is. It's like a curse now. Yeah. This is the second burp.
I guess every episode you guys will hear flatulence.
I don't claim that.
Flatulence.
No, that's from the butt.
It's coming out of both ends.
No, it was. Listen here. Don't let her tell you these false truths and fables. I did not fart.
Okay. Anyway, long story short, I am on keto right now.
Right.
So no carbs, sugar. So we had 3 Jameson shots, and I have not. And I have not had alcohol.
Nothing to suck that up.
I had water to chase with.
You were chasing it with water.
Yeah.
Girl.
And yeah, so it was a
girl.
And then, we had our pins. So it was a magical night. After, we couldn't find it at first. It was at the Hard Rock downtown San Diego rooftop. It was we had us a good time. So
the view was amazing.
Yeah, and we danced all night.
Ain't a good dance
with our headphones on.
That part.
Okay. It was
so the reason we both went out is because we wanted to see how we'd be able to function with going out, because I got home, it was like 3:48. I fell asleep at 4:05 and was back up at 8.
Yeah. I don't know.
We were still texting. It was late.
I don't know what time I got home.
I
remember telling my friend, text me when you get home, girl.
You don't even know. Did you check him this morning?
She's home. She's gotta be.
How do you know, though? You don't know.
Shantae, I hope you're home.
I do too, honey. Please, I might crack a few times because I was just yelling for my life last night and singing.
Yeah,
I was so in.
I know I was yelling.
I was in. So
I was in.
There's a little crackage. There's a little dryage.
I believe there was a moment when they yelled at me and was like, Katrina, you're yelling. Stop.
I can see that.
So anyway, that was our. So
yes.
Yeah. So it was.
This has been a good week. Like really, in a nice, adventurous, joyous week. I've been happy about that.
That's good.
Yes.
All right. So. Moving to our first segment.
Well, which one you want to do on today?
Let's just go into Help Me Fix My Life. I mean,
you know what? Let's just switch it up.
Yeah, let's just do a little.
That's how I know I'm a little off because I'm laughing at myself. I didn't even say anything funny. Like nothing.
It's all right.
Oh, sleep deprivation will do it to you. Yes.
Okay.
No.
So we're gonna go into Help Me Fix My Life. And
that note was very elusive.
I love it. All right, and so this week, Karl, you might have to read this because I'm blind. Yeah, can you read this one?
Oh, okay.
This one has to do with what's the title of it?
The title is
The Coworker.
Nosy Ass Coworker.
Oh, yeah. There we go.
This is going to get good.
All right, go ahead.
And it begins like this. That's supposed to start already.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, take 2. And it begins. You know what? You're not going to do it today because you know why? I have all of it. Don't you dare come for me. I have the power. Come on in here, somebody.
Oh, okay. Go ahead.
Wait a minute.
Who are you?
Okay. It says, I have a problem I hope you guys can help me out with.
Okay.
I have this coworker. Brackets. Name.
Sally?
Who always butts into conversations.
It's not a real name, just so you know.
Thank you.
Okay.
Because my eyes got big, y'all. I started looking like we ain't supposed to say it.
It's Sally. It's not a real name.
We sit in neighboring cubicles at the office, but there are walls to our cubicles, which are tall, and you cannot even see each other. Whenever another coworker and I having I missed a word. Whenever another coworker and I are having a conversation about anything at all, work related or not, Sally ass chimes in or even runs to where we are talking most of the time at my desk. Did I say that right?
It sound like it, but I got the gist.
Okay. And joins the conversation.
Right.
Sometimes when she presumably can't hear all the words of a certain conversation.
Ooh, presumably.
Come on now. Ask, what are you guys talking about? And then joins in that way. And there have been times when I am having a conversation with a coworker where she will come and interrupt, ask a question unrelated to what we are talking about, and then go, oh, so what are you guys talking about? After we answer her question, I want to tell her to mind her own business and cuss her ass out. But of course, I can't.
Why?
Besides, some of the people who are speaking with me at the time of her interruption don't appear to think she's rude or appear to have a problem with this, but I think she is nosy and rude to interrupt others and join conversations uninvited. Word. Message. How can I let her know what she is doing without going off on her or saying something extremely rude because Sally is tap dancing on my last nerve?
Ooh, not tap dancing, child.
One step, two step.
Okay. So, wow.
Sally.
Well, so the advice that I want to give?
I want to give.
Or are we giving the advice that we need to give? Because what I want to give is
I'm going to say Sally.
Sally, yeah.
Well, come on here.
Stay out of my
I'm going to say
business.
this. Sally, this is a cautionary tale for you. No, that's not what it's supposed to be.
Nope.
No, I'm just going to say it. Sally, this is a word of caution.
Yes, there we go.
There we go. Sally, girl. She don't know how close she is to getting her wig snatched.
Not
in a good way.
Here's the best advice for anybody. Mind the business that pays you, okay? That means if it ain't yours, drink water, drink some water and stay out.
Please.
I guess in a professional setting.
Do you know what though?
There's nothing wrong with correcting people, right?
Never.
As long as it's done with compassion and consideration to what is happening. So I guess my advice would definitely be to, maybe pull her aside and say, sometimes the conversations that I'm having are personal and private, and I don't want to make you feel like
that's right.
I don't want you to know, but it's just I'm confiding in someone else at the moment. So
and maybe Sally thinks maybe she doesn't recognize
she's
it.
a homegirl, and she's not the homegirl. She's not the homie. Like Sally, you're not the homegirl.
I need you to run your beauty supply and sit down.
But seriously, like.
But that is a tough one, and this is the reason why it's a tough one is because if you're in a cubicle, that can get lonely.
Okay, but what?
It can.
She's not in prison. Clearly, they can get up and talk. So that means that these people are not the people that want to hang out with you, Sally.
Right.
So you need
but
to
she
go
doesn't
find
recognize that, though.
Someone else to hang out with.
And this is my question. I wonder if they've ever said anything to her, but it doesn't sound like they've said anything to her based off of what I tried to read. Apologies for not reading it correctly. But what I was reading, I don't think Sally has any clue. No. And so with that, I know that some people, they come off abrasive because there's, some people that I work with that when I see them calling my number, I roll my eyes. And it's only because there's certain things about them that kind of pick at me, but then I have to look at, is that something that I have an issue with?
Oh, yeah.
Or is it something that they're doing?
Yeah.
So I think it's a twofold thing. And then secondly,
Absolutely.
if I go to them and say, this thing that you're doing is bothering me, and then they don't change it, then I have the true motive.
Yes.
And so I think that's what's going on here as well, because Sally is none the wiser.
Yeah.
She's just running around like squirrel.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
She's just like, oh, there's something going on. Let me be a part of it. You know what I mean?
And so I think the conversation should be had, like, just kind of set boundaries, because if you don't set boundaries with people, then they're going to cross them every single time.
And until you let them know.
So I guess it would, just be to, just kind of let her know, hey, like, some of the stuff that we're talking about, I'm not trying to exclude you, but they're personal. And
we're gonna exclude you.
Right.
No, really, that's the truth.
But
and it's not in a mean way, but I mean, she has her right. She doesn't have to share her information with Sally.
2019. Drink water and mind your business.
That part.
That's it.
I mean, or just sit in your cubicle, make a pot of tea, sip on it, and eavesdrop, but stay the hell out.
There you go. Get the tea without getting the tea.
Come on now.
If you really just want to know what's going on. So that would be our advice to you. Just pull her aside and
now, and then if she continues to tap dance on that nerve, then you pull out your Vaseline.
Well, and
you take off the earrings.
I'm gonna give this advice though.
You wrap that hair up.
No, you don't.
You take off them high heels.
No, you don't.
You tell Sally to meet you in the smoking area.
Not the smoking area.
Yes, because every job has one. You tell her, meet me in the smoking area, because I done warned you once. I done warned you twice.
Or
I done warned you thrice.
And
so now, there is no more warnings.
Okay.
I need to just go ahead and bless you with a good dragon.
Or
she should.
Or I would just let somebody know ahead of time that, hey, I've already spoken to her about this.
Who's somebody though?
Your supervisor. I would say, hey, I've already spoken to her about this, and I'm just going to let you know I'm correcting her again. So I don't want there to be any issues, because now, I mean, you are in a professional setting, so you don't want to, but off the clock, Sally, you can get these hands.
I don't condone fighting.
I do. I'm all for the knuckle sandwich. That's my favorite sandwich.
I'm more of a steaky without the mushrooms.
What?
It's Philly cheesesteak. I couldn't think of the name fast enough, so I had to say steaky. My brain is slow this morning. like really slow.
What?
Like,
are we having steak?
I probably will go to Subway today, though. Side note.
Oh, well, enjoy that. Just enjoy that.
I'm going to.
Okay. Well, so I hope that helped the little bit that you needed. And we're going to move on to our next segment.
And which one do you want to do? Let's just shake it up, shall we? Uh-oh. Somebody's calling. Are they calling with the tea? Are they calling with the tea?
What?
Are they calling with the tea?
It's tea
time. You better answer. It's tea time. Get your cup and sip.
Get your cup and sip, and don't let it hit your lip.
What?
It's too hot. On the spot.
What?
Going hard, because I'm a rapper.
What? Oh, fire.
Fire.
Don't come. Listen
it's
here.
Lit. It's lit.
Here.
I'm Liddy.
Okay. Hey.
Liddy in the city.
Yes.
And I'm not going to finish that.
So now, you know what? This tea is actually going to be good, because it's kind of tea. It's leftover tea. So it's been brewing. It hasn't been brewing. It's been steeping.
It's been steeping. So let's get into it. Let's talk about.
Because we talked about our pact.
Our pact. Our Solange pact.
We did. We talked about our Solange pact.
So I listened, and I listened again.
And you guys be prepared because I probably won't be able to record another episode because I didn't.
Well,
even though you called me out on the gram,
I called you out, and you still didn't do what you were
but I did have the intention to listen. But when I went to go listen,
no, we had this. So let me tell you guys this.
I imagined.
Nope. Let me tell you guys this. Okay, so I have like my friends. Sometimes when I hear songs, I'll send them the song because it speaks to our friendship or whatever like that. So I always send Karl stuff like, and he never.
That's not true.
He never.
That's not true. That I never
to anything that I send him. So why would he listen to Solange, even though we made a pact? He just,
Well, I wanted to try.
So it's all good. But anyway.
No, but it doesn't change my love for you. It's just, listen here. Because, and you know what? I'm going to be honest with you. And let me just tell you why I did not. So this week, I was in such a good place.
Cue the smallest violin in the
world. No. So this week I was in such a good mood.
Yeah.
I didn't want to ruin it by going back. That's why I didn't go see
back
Medea.
To that.
I didn't.
Yeah. I understand.
Because
it would.
And I know I know we made a pact.
Yeah.
And from look at your face, I know you're not happy with it.
No.
But you know what? I'm so glad that you were willing to bear that cross for our friendship.
I did. So I'm here to report.
Yes, please.
We
have breaking news. You know what? This is normally saved for when we do the movie segment because this is about to be funny.
Have it. So I still don't hear it. So I will admit there's maybe like 2 boppers on there. I was just like, oh, okay, Solange. And I have to give it up for the production. They did a hell of a job
on the production.
Because if not for that,
from the snippets that I heard, the music was nice.
There are a lot of things I imagined during listening to that, and one of them was maybe, slamming the car into a rock. That's
literally one of the lyrics?
No.
Oh.
I'm just saying that's one of the things I wanted to do to get it to stop playing.
No.
It's one of the things I imagined. So, I was, So,
well, you know what?
I'm giving it a thumbs down for me.
And
every singer that I have spoken to also gives it, singer has been giving it a thumbs down. So
Well, that's true because we were on the phone with somebody who's a really wonderful singer.
Yeah.
And they weren't feeling it either.
Yeah. And I've had people in my DMs since the last episode and they were like, nah, it's trash. So.
Yeah, and that's sad because I wonder what happened.
The consensus is this.
So far, it has been. And I haven't heard any rave reviews.
I told you guys last week, if I listen to it again and it's trash, then that's what it is. So that's all.
And we're going to unsteep her now and wash out that cup officially. Right. That tea has been put to rest.
Yeah, that tea is empty. The
all
teapot.
That part.
Yeah. So no more Solange. And I'm sad because I'm going to Coachella and
But you know what?
She's going to be there and hopefully she does some old stuff because I don't want to hear anything.
Well, you know what? I have an idea. How about we make a pact that only you keep?
I don't want to hear.
I don't want to We're going to make a pact that only you keep because you're going to Coachella. And I'm not because I have something else to do. So how about you go and maybe...
Right, because I'm going.
Right.
Yeah.
So far, you're going to uphold the pact. This is working out wonderfully.
Because I'm already
this
going.
idea is already brilliant.
Yep.
Maybe because sometimes there are songs that I don't like, but then when you hear them live, they do like a nice little switch up or something unique that makes you be like,
nope,
dang.
That's not fair. Because all that is the difference between a live band.
And I know.
And no. So of course it's going to sound better. I don't want this pack because I'm going to be over there anyway, just based off of how the band is playing, and I would be like, "Oh my god,
I know.
it's amazing!" But I'm not going to be saying, "Oh my god, this song is amazing."
Right, you're going to be saying it because the live performance is
right.
Straight
Let's
fire.
be very, very clear. Listen. Okay.
I am. Okay, Jennifer. No, that was Beyonce who sang that one. That was good. Keep it in the fam.
All right.
Okay, so we're going to talk about the other one, though, right? Because you mentioned this to me on your way here. And you know what? I just want to play it because a snippet. Okay,
just
you know what?
Y'all just go on and do it.
Yeah, here we go. What? What? Now come on. What? Oh my God. I cannot. I don't.
Sunday service with Kanye and Kim.
Oh. Now listen here.
I need to say this though. Please. First. There's been a lot going on with the Kardashians.
A whole lot.
And Kanye.
Yeah.
Okay.
But so, you know what? That's life.
Yeah,
you know what?
Yeah. But this, I want an invite.
Listen. You
I don't have Yeezys. I don't have none of that homeless stuff. But
listen here. That's funny that you say that because I'm wearing Yeezys right now.
Yeah, homeless.
I actually like these. I love these.
Good.
These are Mason.
You have to
because
wear
my
it.
feet were swollen from last night in the dancing.
Yeah.
So these are comfortable.
Yeah.
And so it's funny that you mentioned this. So Ye and Kim, if you were listening, I have on Yeezys now and I'm ready to come to service because I would be on one when you told me to check that out.
Yeah.
And even when we just played it now, that is fire. And I watched the other. They are getting it.
Yeah. So he, these remixing of gospel and his songs. I don't know if he has an album coming out and he's doing this to promote it. I don't care
why he's doing it.
But it's like, I wanna come.
And
I just want to go.
Can I just say this though? I've read some of the comments and some people are a little churchy and I get that and there's no hating on you. However, if this is going to bring a whole lot of people to a positive spiritual encounter, I'm all for it. Yeah. Because the simple fact of that Fred Hammond sample that he's using, that song, This Is the Day by Fred Hammond, came out in 2015.
Yeah.
No, actually not even 2015. It came out way before that.
Yeah, way before that.
Because in 2015, I was still in the UK. And that song came out when we were still singing at church.
Yes.
Because that song was fire. So for him to know that song and be able to do that,
it kind of reminds me.
So I'm telling you, I would have been in. It kind of
reminds me of our church, how it used to be,
our youth
Sundays, because we used to always get songs and remix them into gospel songs, which I think that's where my mom picked up doing that for every song she hears.
Yes,
she changes it into a gospel song.
But you know what? Because it was in 2006 when it first came out.
Yeah.
So that was ages ago.
Yeah.
So see, and this is the issue that I have is because again, we talked about this last week. People can't separate an artist from a person.
Yeah. Or religion.
Exactly. From a spiritual encounter or a walk.
Yes.
And that's the thing is because, and they wonder why so many people are turned off to the church.
Yeah.
It's not because of what they're teaching. Because I can't find anything wrong with what Jesus, the person they follow, spoke. I can't find any fault with that.
Yeah.
Everything he spoke was on point.
Right.
And there's lots of things that I still, believe with that. But these people thinking that they running it and, you can't do that and you can't do this, you can't do that.
Yeah, putting stipulations on your life.
No.
Because of
I'm telling you,
purposes.
And again, I don't know what they believe spiritually, so that might be the deciding factor for me.
Well, they have Kris Jenner is a co-owner of a community church.
Really?
Yeah.
I did not know that.
Yeah. And I did a little digging, and there was something like you have to pay like an annual
fee to be a part of it,
or monthly, something like that.
Oh, okay. Well,
so
kind of like you're offering up front.
Right. You pay your tithes and your offering.
It's a subscription.
Yeah.
It's a subscription
to the church. Yeah. So
hey, it's new age. We subscribe to everything else. Why not subscribe to the church?
But I mean, and I feel like most people who have some amount of success believe in something.
Exactly.
Yeah. So I mean, I think it's dope.
I think it's fire.
I think it's a great way to get this generation who's not so into church and all of that stuff to have an experience.
And he's talked about Jesus several times in his songs. I mean, he has Jesus Walk. It's one of his songs. Yeah. And everybody knows his mom was super religious. And when his mom passed away, everybody's like, oh, crazy. Yeah, he sold his soul to the devil. And I'm just like, why? Just because somebody's successful and they're doing something different? Like, I don't get that. Just like Beyonce, they tried to say the same thing about Beyonce. And then she's invited to the Stellar Awards. And then she's doing that song with Destiny's Child. It's actually Michelle's song, but they all were there doing the... She killed that, though.
Okay.
That Stellar Awards performance, she killed it.
Who?
It was Michelle.
Beyonce or Michelle?
Beyonce, all three of them. I thought they were all good. And I've never...
Michelle don't kill nothing.
I've never been a fan.
Except for my eardrums. So...
No, because I've never been a fan of Michelle, but I love that song.
Look at yourself. We don't each other too well. You never. What? Girl.
Okay. No.
If you don't stop crying on this track.
Because when you...
Tired of this crap.
I'm sorry. That's one I can't agree with you on. Before all that other stuff, I didn't like her. I was always like, they gave her the short parts because they just didn't want to hear her. And I give you that.
Well, because LaToya and LaTavia got kicked out the group, so they needed a replacement.
But no, I loved it, and so I'm just like, y'all don't know these people personally. Shut your mouths. But they need to make money too. The news organizations, that's why they put all that stuff out there. So I get it. Whatever. But I ain't got time.
But yeah, I wanna go to Kanye's.
I do too.
Sunday.
I want to go once just to experience.
I want to go, Kanye. I don't live in Calabasas. I don't even think I can get
Calabasas. Oh yeah, but
I don't
be
even
far
think
for you,
I
not
can.
For me.
But I'm just saying, I don't even think we can get into the neighborhood to go to the.
Because my husband and I have been to Calabasas.
No, I'm talking about into their neighborhood to get into the service. Like,
well, if you're invited,
yeah, that's
then you have the password or whatever.
Can I get an invite?
I want an invite too.
I unfollowed all y'all, but can I get an invite?
Actually, it's funny that you say that because I don't follow any of them either.
I
never followed any of them.
I followed Jordan.
Actually, do you want to talk about that?
Nope. But I do. Speaking of Jordan, I do want to talk about Will Smith's bucket list.
The show.
Yes, he has a new show on Facebook.
Yep.
So, you guys, I love Will Smith. Like, you guys.
That's funny because I love Jada.
You guys have no idea. Like, I love their family.
Yeah. I learned a lot from them, honestly.
Me too.
This new journey I'm on is largely due to their Red Table Talk when it was Will and Jada, and just seeing how they interacted and them sharing their story of how they evolved really made me change my perspective on a lot of things. Yeah. So thank you both for that.
Yes, I legit love them. And I don't know, something about Will. So Will, on this episode, he wanted to do stand-up comedy for the first time. Because he said he's
naturally funny though. So
he is, but this is the thing. He's like, it's different when you're in front of camera and you're acting, or
right, you get another take.
You know, or if you're doing music or whatever and you're singing, whatever, right? But to stand in front of an audience with just you and a microphone and have to keep them engaged in that moment.
Yep.
He was fearful of it. So from this episode, I found out everything he's doing on this bucket list is based off of his fear.
That is super dope.
He is overcoming all of his fears with all these things on his bucket list. And I just thought that was the dopest thing. And so of course we know Will Smith is funny.
That part.
Naturally. But like, it was, you guys gotta watch it. It was hilarious.
And you know what though?
He opened up for Dave Chappelle.
You're lying. That is a huge person to open for. Because Dave Chappelle's going to come in and kill. And Dave
Chappelle like mentored him on the episode. He gave him some tips and pointers and told him, for you, because everybody wants to know what's going on with the Smiths. Like, everybody's involved in Jada and Will. They want to know what's going on in the family. He said, your angle is probably to tell stories. Yeah. And so he comes out in the first thing he talks about, he's like, that song Icon Living that my son has out? He's like, he recorded it and put it out all in my house. And I didn't even know. And he's like, when I asked him, you know, if I could get on the remix, he told me, So he said, you know what I did? I got on the remix anyway because the studio's in my house.
That part.
And he said, and then the next morning, I put out all of my Grammys that I've won. And he said, I drank my morning coffee out of my summertime Grammy.
Yes.
I was like, this is like pure gold and bliss.
And you know what? I'm not even going to make a pact, but I'm going to watch those when I go home.
Yeah. I mean, it's worth the, like, if you want to, there's so much stuff to watch that's just not even uplifting at all. And to see, and just to watch something that's positive and give, you know, like it's a good energy. It was dope.
And the first episode was Jada doing something on the bucket list, right? Which was her skydiving.
Facing her fear of skydiving.
That's dope. But I love that. Yeah. And you know what? While we're talking about them, I just want to mention this real quick because we talked about it last week. Not on the show, but Trina and I talked about it. Since talking about the Smiths, remember that trailer I sent you? So there's this dude.
Yeah, Bel Air.
Yes, there is this director, cinematographer. His name is Morgan Cooper. This dude is dope. He has a trailer out right now, and I want y'all to go check it out. Yes. He has taken the story of Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, and he's turned
of where?
What did I say?
Bel-Air? The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air?
I did say it that way, girl.
Where is he from? Willie from Philly, but he's Fresh Prince of
Bel-Air?
Bel-Air.
That part. So, that's in here. I told y'all it was going to be a mess.
Yep.
And I'm trying to get her together. But this trailer is amazing, you guys. As soon as I saw it, actually, another one of my really good friends, because she knows how I am, she sent it to me and she was like, can you let me know if this is real? And so she sent it. I started watching it and immediately opened up all of my portals and was going through trying to find like production days, if they're in post-production, like what is going on, and come to find out this was just a concept he had. I really hope, dude, I am praying you release this because it is dope. So insanely dope. Yeah. The concept, the writing, I was just like the way it was shot. I think
it's cool to see it not as a comedy.
Exactly.
And to see it from the from the actual. And do you know by any chance, and this is asking all you breakers too, if you know, if Karl doesn't know, but do you know by any chance if Fresh Prince of Bel-Air was Will's actual story?
I can find that out.
Because I know he said on the Bucket List episode, he said that the character Will Smith, how he talked to girls, was his way of facing the fear, because he in real life could not talk to girls. So he did an over-exaggerated character that could holla at girls, because he, in real life, just was a cornball.
Yeah. Well, you know what? I am definitely going to research that.
Yeah, so I've just never known if that... I mean, because I'm like, wow. Because he went by his name.
Well, that's true. Well, and looking right now... Excuse me. You know... I don't know why these keep happening. There's no...
It's just...
You're not going to bruh me every time. You know what? People love me for who I am, and one of the breakers wrote in and said, y'all stop apologizing for being uniquely you and genuine, so I'm not apologizing.
I didn't ask you to.
You may not have said it with your words, but your facial expressions...
Which nobody can see but you.
Exactly, and that's why I mentioned that empathy.
I'm not. I will. You'll never get it from me.
Oh, I will.
Not you. Mm-hmm. Everybody else in the world deserves it. Karl's not getting it.
I will.
I gotta toughen him up.
I am deserving because I am love, light, and positivity. Always.
But
speak those things.
What is it? What is it this time?
Always.
Okay. It's just never gonna get the real scripture.
I don't want to say it that way. We embrace individuality. Sip away, girl. Sip away during tea time.
So thirsty, you guys. It makes no sense.
Both of us are so dry today.
I'm dehydrated. Dry meaning my humor and my throat.
And you know what? Like, I it's been a long time since I've had this, but you know what? I feel so alive in my tiredness. Do you know what I mean? It's crazy. I feel so alive just saying yes to all these opportunities because I watched Yes Man and I've just been saying yes.
There you go.
And so, yeah.
This is 2019 is my year of yes and consistency.
Come on now.
So.
But y'all don't drink that many Red Bulls.
Whose phone was that?
That wasn't the phone. That was
your
T for Tony. Oh no, my bad. I'm blaming Tony for something that was on me. That's my emails coming through.
Okay, Makia, we talked about this on the last.
You know what? We sure did. Listen here. She wants to be a part of the show.
All righty. So, moving on. We're going to move on to
we do need to talk about something that, that did happen, unfortunately. Yeah. And, it is a sad situation.
Talk about it. Let's talk about it.
Unfortunately, there was a gentleman in New Zealand who it's now been reported by CNN currently that 49 people are reported dead from the terror attack of this right-wing extremist man who believes that people of color are infiltrating and enslaving whites and taking over. And in the manifesto, which was, if I'm not mistaken, they said 73 pages long, he left a manifesto. What? And the man was sick enough to record his attack on people. He was live streaming it, which makes it that much more disturbing.
Yeah.
That this situation it's sick, demented, twisted, and it's insanely sad because 49 innocent people are now dead because of some man who is concerned with race.
But I feel like that speaks to the climate of our culture now.
It does.
So, we've come a long way as people, but it's gotten progressively worse in our eyes because now we have social media. Yes. Now we have, it readily available at all times in our hands. When we were younger, I mean, phones had
we had to memorize people's numbers if we wanted to call them.
Cell phones. Okay, y'all. My first cell phone was a little Nokia that had Snake on it.
My first one was the flip one, like the gray one that you would get from Radio Shack, and the numbers were white, and then on the screen it was green.
You're a lot older than me.
I am. Not a lot. By like 5 years, heifer. Don't come for me. I'm like a fine wine. The older I get, the better I am.
Me too, but I'm still young tenderoni.
with the young women's and the old women's. I had to.
Oh man.
Anyway, back to this situation.
But it sucks, but I feel like now a lot more people, because it's so public,
accessible
and
accessible, it's instant now.
People are getting angrier and coming out of their shell. A lot of people hide their racism or whatever it is, because everybody's not a racist. A lot of people were born a certain way and just really don't have
they don't have the knowledge of anything
else. They've been in the same place. So yes, you're supposed to learn things on your own and experience on your own and make your own judgments, but a lot of people have grown up in the same town with the same friends. They all look alike.
They never leave.
And they're happy their mindset
being there.
Is that,
and that's great for them. That's wonderful. But it's funny that you said what you said, because the killer, he even said in his manifesto, he wants this to be an uprising because he wants people to know that no place is safe from these type of people. Talking about himself. And now that and it's so true, because it is so easy for them to spread this word.
It's so easy.
And this may be controversial, but I don't care, because I would much rather know you're racist up front.
Yes.
So I know how to deal with you. So unfortunately, the way it's all coming out is in a very destructive way. Because I believe that you can come to me and be like, I don't like black people. And I would be like, okay, cool. And I'm cool with that.
Yeah.
But when you're killing
that's
people.
Your prerogative.
Exactly. And you have your right to feel that way. That's great. But when you're killing people because you think that is the solution, bruh, pay back. That's not cool.
Yeah.
And you know what, you guys? On a side note, Trina just burped. Look at God. Touch not mine anointed.
Don't.
Wait a minute.
Yes. And for all of you, I just want you to know, Tony hit that button.
First of all, okay. Y'all didn't even hear it. It was that dainty because I'm just so classy. So classy. Anyway, excuse me.
Bruh.
Okay. All right.
But in this situation, you know, and we see it in our climate now.
Yeah.
Our current president, he goes about with that thug mentality. I mean, he said it. He said that Mexicans, he said Mexico's not sending their best. Firstly, Mexico's sending nobody. That's the first thing. Mexico is not like, all right, everybody, who's shipping out this month?
Yeah.
Come on, get in the buses. Let's go. That's not what's happening. He said they're sending the rapists and drug dealers.
Worried about
like, really?
You're worried about all of that, and there's people still in Flint who don't have clean water. And thanks to Jaden Smith, who
doing the church
created the filtration system for the church. I mean, like, there's billions of dollars in this country
that he was trying to take to build a daggone wall. Literally.
For people who are trying to escape being murdered and like they're running away from the cartel. It's not like they're running away because, we just want to take over the United States and steal people's jobs. They're running for their life.
Let me just ask you a question, Trina. Think about this.
Okay.
How many terrorist attacks have been done by people of color? Just think about that. 90% of terrorist attacks are done by white people. And I'm not attacking anyone. Those are the facts.
Yeah.
Majority of the ones in the United States
Yeah.
are done by right-wing extremists.
Yeah.
So we had our 9/11, which was done by, another country of people who did not agree with us. And I still stand with my country on that. We had to do what we had to do. However, all of our terrorist attacks that happen here on our soil, outside of that one, exactly, have all been no people of color. But it's put out there that we are the threat. We are the threat. Mm-hmm. And I'm just going to say it for the ancestors. We didn't ask to come here.
We didn't ask to come here.
We did not ask to be here.
We did not.
But y'all was happy to have us
working for
build y'all civilization.
And raping us.
Come on now.
And having your babies.
That part. And literally, this country was built on our backs.
Yeah.
On the backs. And that's funny when they say like, I have the right to be here. Hold up though. Because America is a country of immigrants. Mm-hmm. Everybody that is in America came from another country.
Mm-hmm. Except for the Native Americans. Yes.
That's it. Yeah. We came in and took the land from them. Mm-hmm. I am part Native American. Like a really small part. It's like 0.02%. Yeah. But I'm still claiming it because it's still a part of me.
Can't get a check though.
And you're right. Honey, because I was hoping because you got to have at least, isn't it 0.5% at least?
I don't know. But I know I can't get a check.
Right. However, still, but you know what I mean? Yeah. Like, so how do you think you have a right? And that goes to people's mindsets now. Well, the Aryan race and, we're the superior. And I'm just like, okay, I'm glad you feel that way. Well, then why you feel so threatened if you're superior? Because you're, you know what I mean?
Yeah. I just feel
because if you're really about it and you got it, you don't have to.
There's a lot of entitlement. For something. The crazy thing about all of this to me about, why I don't understand why people don't get this is we don't choose what color.
That part.
We come out. Like, we don't choose our parents. We don't choose our background. It's not a choice to be black.
That part.
I am black, period. It's not a choice for you to be Caucasian or for you to be Hispanic. It's not you're just born into that. And why we pit against each other because of something that we can't control. And then to go even further, we are spiritual beings having a human experience. We are a spirit inside of a shell. This body, these bones,
right,
they're gonna wither away.
Yes, they will. Ashes to ashes, dust to dust.
We're not. So why do you assume that your rocket ship is better than mine just because it's white?
But do you know why? The reason for that is because that is to be a testament of our spirits. I really believe that.
Yeah.
It is to be a testament to though these other spirits, because I do believe in dark and light spirits.
Yeah.
And so just like we are light spirits having a human experience, I do believe there are also dark spirits that are here having a human experience.
Yeah.
And I believe that it is a testament for us and it is a test for us.
Yes.
But light always wins.
Yeah.
So I get it. Yeah. However, it's amazing to me that they want to focus on skin color and this and that and the other. And but you wear all different kind of clothes that are different colors.
It has nothing.
And you have no problem with that.
Yeah.
It's so small and you know, because I love everybody. Unless I meet you and your energy is just kind of off, which I know within the first couple of moments in speaking to you, then I have no problem with you.
And I love everybody, but I don't see the way that I deal with people usually is, you know, hi, how you doing? But then I gauge the situation. So I'm a friendly person. I'm a social person, but I'm not friendly, if that makes sense.
Right.
It's a total contradiction, but it is really what it is.
Right.
I'll meet you. I'll hug you. All of that.
Right,
and
but
be
you
sitting
like
in the room
first.
with you, but I will be sitting in the room with you. I might, you know, and that's just how I am. I'm not rude or anything like that. That's just me. I need to feel out,
right,
you know, the situation. And so I don't base it off of color.
Exactly.
And I don't understand how it's wrong. It's okay for them to base things off of color, but when it's us, we're angry.
Yes.
Or, you know, I just, you know, I don't, all the stigmas and
this is so relevant to everything that's happening right now. I saw something on Instagram that just made me say, wow. Somebody that I follow on Instagram posted up, this situation with Michael Jackson is just an attack on another black man. And I just stepped back and because I am a victim of sexual abuse. And so I am never quick to judge and say somebody's lying.
Yeah.
And I'm never quick to say they're telling the truth.
Yeah.
There are some things about it that I'm a little still wavery about, but that's not for me to decide. But I've noticed that there's been some other facts that have been brought forward about some very famous Caucasian men who were dating underage women.
Yeah, Tony sent us
Tony sent something, and then some other people have been pointing it out to me based on when, you know, they heard the show and they were like, hey, actually I had another coworker came to me. He was like, hey man, did you hear about this? And he showed me and I was like, wow. And I'm not going to mention those people's names, but it's very, very famous people.
Why not?
Well, I'll use one. Elvis Presley was one of them. But everybody else, because I just don't want to get into that. Do you know what I mean? Like,
well, but I'm saying,
it's the point.
But we need to. Okay, you don't want to say it, but here's the hard facts, and I don't. You know, don't be offended. But
and again, I'm not okaying what R. Kelly did.
Here's the hard.
I'm saying it's wrong across the board, no matter what skin color. But it's just like
here's the hard facts. If a young white man and a young black man commit the same crime. Let's say they both stole a Jolly Rancher.
There's a statistic in that too.
The white man's headline will read, young, successful,
every time,
educated scholar slips candy in pocket by accident. And the black man's headline will say, thug caught in the act of stealing.
That's right.
Shot on sight.
That's right.
So you have to understand that it's all like, and that, I mean, media is media, and they're gonna do what they do. But I feel like there is a specific target on African Americans, and now starting to add in the Hispanics too.
That's right.
To have us look
a certain way. We have to be portrayed a certain way so that people fear us.
So that there's a fear there to keep the hate alive.
That's correct.
But my thing on a regular basis, every experience that I have with someone who's a different race of mine, it's a beautiful experience.
Me too.
You know?
And I literally, I have a friend that I met in London, and his name is James Davies. He's such a wonderful soul. Mm-hmm. I met him when I was in London. He's from New Zealand. And so I wrote him because this was when I had first heard about it. I didn't know it was at a mosque. I just heard that there was a shooting in New Zealand. I knew he was back home, and he just came to my heart immediately. And I was like, I need to check on my brother. So I wrote him, and he wrote me back, and he's like, thank you so much. I am okay. And I was just, but again, he's not black, but that is my brother for life. And we haven't seen each other since 2014, but that's my brother.
Yeah.
And again, when I saw the headline shooting in New Zealand, he was the first person that popped in my head, and I'm like, oh my God. And he didn't respond for like almost that full day.
Yeah.
And I just kept like praying, Lord, let my friend be all right. Lord, let my friend be all right. And he finally wrote me back, and I was like, thank you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's not about color. It's not.
We just
but light attracts light.
But this is the thing also that I want to push, and I want our breakers to all have this same feeling. I want us all, and this can go into the let's move into self-care.
Yes, let's do that. So
this can be our self-care
for this week.
I feel like us as people should support one of another. One of oh, Jesus, each other.
We should.
Wait a minute.
Right.
What are you?
Jesus. Oh, we should support. Like every week is something.
It is. It was me last week. I couldn't say something.
Well, we didn't. That was cut out. But he couldn't say. What was it? What was it?
I don't remember.
What was it?
I really don't remember.
I can't remember. I have a bad memory, but it'll come to me.
That's because you got glaucoma. your glaucoma medication is making you forget. Un poquito.
I've been forgetting for years. I don't think it's the medication.
But you've been on that medication for years. I'm just saying. I'm just gonna put that out there. I've just as of recently began to take my medications.
So I just want to challenge you guys this week to just do an act of kindness for someone outside of your race. How about that?
I like that. And I'm going to take that up.
Because I feel like self-care is not
Come on in here,
always.
Trina. You better have... That gave me goosebumps. I'm so serious. Look. Like, literally, that gave me goosebumps from that. That was a move right there, girl.
Yes, is about us.
Oh, my God. Yeah,
okay,
girl.
he's praising him right now.
Yes.
Give him a second.
Oh, my God. That sent me in. That sent me in.
Self-care, yes,
you know
is
why?
about us.
Because that was...
Oh, my God.
Yes.
Oh, my God.
That was... No, Trina, really, that was powerful for me.
Okay, so... Yeah, just briefly, do something for someone else. Self-care usually
of a different race,
because self-care usually we want to focus on ourselves, because to make ourselves better we can affect people around us. But in this instant and in this climate, and because all of these things are happening right now, let's just do something for somebody else.
But that is still self-care. And the reason it's still self-care is because when you give something to someone, with no
expectation of something back.
That's pure joy, and that brings joy.
Yes.
So that is teaching yourself that not being shut off and doing something kind for others is worth it.
That's it.
It is. And you know what? Before we go, because in the comments, we're going to start doing this, y'all. So there's certain parts of the show that we use for different things. And so I put it on the Instagram.
Yes.
That if you can tell us. On the Instagram.
Not on Instagram.
No, on the Instagram.
He put it
because
on
she's back and working. Because we was in the great blackout.
Man.
Wasn't it rough? On the first day
on
of
our
the show
first day of releasing the show,
Instagram
shut down for 15 hours.
That part. couldn't access Instagram. And at first, me and Trina was texting because I'm just like, girl, did I do something wrong? Like, did they block my account? It's not refreshing. Like, what is going on? Like, and then I got online and started looking it up, and they were just like,
everybody was down.
Facebook was down. Instagram was down.
Oh, here's a joke. The first thing that I opened up on Instagram when it came back on is somebody posted, so I wonder what all the IG models did today on their day off.
Come on now. Yes. And you know what?
And the response was, "Oh, we was taking pictures, so we have extra content for the rest of the week."
No, it was not. Well, you know what? They better be on their grind. But you know what that blackout did for me? Even though it was the release of the show and like not a whole lot got out and still people were still be able to, watch the show, I enjoyed that day. Do you know why? Because it reminded me of how simple life truly is.
And how it used to be.
Exactly.
And
it was so nice.
Nose in the phone.
Because since we started the show, my interaction with social media has spiked crazy because, that's just the nature of it. You're in it, so you're promoting stuff, and I get that. But before that, no interaction. Yeah. So for that day, it was interesting because I'm so used to being able to like respond and do certain things and set out our things that I wasn't able to do that. And it was nice because it was just like, you know what? Nobody's doing it.
Yeah. I get a break.
This is like old school.
Yes.
And even my husband said it to me. He was like, maybe for once people will learn to interact in this.
Yes.
But this is the great dilemma for millennials, though.
Yeah.
Because they
what
just
do you do? Because that's all you know.
Because that's how they communicate. Like, they don't even see text messages, which is...
They try to say that I'm in that group, but I'm not a millennial.
We are.
But I'm not.
We are.
But I'm not.
Okay.
So, very clear. No, but what Karl was talking about is he asked for you guys to find a specific part.
When we said the first run
in the show, and leave a comment and let us know. And we only had one.
And I said we was gonna give you a shout out, but there's also another surprise. We had one person who did it,
and it was Tati.
Oh, I miss her. I love you and miss you.
Yes. And so it was Tati who was the only one who did that. So what we're going to do is we're going to hook you up, sister, with a little Starbucks gift card.
Yep. So you have to write us in the DMs so we can get your information and figure out where we can send it to. So
we'll get it to you. Yay. So be looking out for those posts because you don't know what we're gonna give out next.
That's right.
But yeah, so self-care, just remember, do something nice for someone else outside of your race.
That's right.
And
let's do that.
Don't forget how much we love you and we mean it. And that's our time for this week, Breakers.
Love, light, positivity, always.
Always. And don't forget to smile.
That's right. Spread the word. Give somebody a hug. Love.
I like it.
I do too. High five.
High five.
All right.
Bye.